Another thing I'd like to talk to you about is how to navigate a difficult issue that someone else is going through. So the first thing that we want to do is we want to identify when someone is asking for help. And again, just like multiple pathways, every experience is unique, just like every individual is. So for some people, that may be them actually just saying, I am in a crisis and I need your help. Other people, especially at work or school, you may notice that they are more agitated, or maybe they have less patience, or maybe they're muttering under their breath more about negative things. This is a time where, as a human beings, we can really take action and reach out to help someone else. So I'd like to share with you something called 5 questions. And these 5 questions come from 2 peer specialist coaches from D-Degree Coaching and Impact Leadership named Michael King and Doug Smith. And this is what they taught me. The first question that you ask someone is easy, and it doesn't have to be a full crisis when you ask this question, but it's just simply, hey, what's going on? I see that you're acting differently. Do you want to talk? Is there something that's going on that's bothering you? And it doesn't have to sound generic like that. You know the people that you work with, and you also know yourself best on how to do that. Another kind of fun way to say, if you're in a corporate setting, is if you're in a team full of people, it's kind of like, hey, what's bubbling up with everybody? Does anyone have anything they want to share? And that's a great opportunity too, because sometimes teams have conceptual ideas, and 5 questions is evidence-based. So that's the first question. It's simple, and you got this. Just what's going on with someone. The second question after they tell you that is you ask them, what would your world look like, or what would it look like if that problem didn't exist? And so you kind of sit there and you think, so I just asked someone what's going on. Why would I immediately jump to what would it look like if it didn't exist? Well, because we are strength-based, and we want them to think about the positive things and what that world would really look like if that didn't exist. Because how many of us have sat around people that can talk about their problem for hours, for days, for months? It's a very easy loop to get into, to just talk about and focus on what is wrong in your life. So that's your second question. What would it look like if that problem didn't exist? The third question is, what can you do to remove those obstacles? What would you do? Because sometimes it's crazy that people would never even think about that. But yes, the problem exists, so what can you do to make it go away? Well, I could write to this person. Or maybe I can actually schedule a meeting with my boss and tell them, this section that I'm working in, or this team that I'm working with, it's not working for me. Or maybe it's even, I have an executive position right now. I have so much going on in my life that I need to step back for a little bit, because there's rock stars and superstars from what I learned at Chick-fil-A. And sometimes you have to change your position for you to be your happiest and your healthiest. The fourth question is, as you're thinking about what can you do to remove the obstacles, what exactly are those obstacles, right? Because we really want to examine that and take a second look at that. And so as a person starts to talk about what those are, you can start help navigating them on where to actually go with that. Not telling them what to do, because we can't actually make someone else do something, but we can definitely direct them with their own thoughts and observations on how to be successful. The next question is, what can you do? What action or step can you actually do as a first step, a commitment step to it? And this is where they sit there and they think, you know what, right now I'm going to text my director and say, is there a time next week that I can schedule a meeting with you? I have something urgent that I need to speak with you about my health. And even though that may sound a little corny, that even may sound scary, that's perfectly fine to feel those, and those emotions are normal and they're rational. But those commitment steps, when you verbalize them or write them down to someone else, that makes the likelihood of you actually going through with it that much higher. So if you just go through those 5 questions, they're easy. It makes someone else feel cared, and makes them feel loved and appreciated, and that someone even noticed. The fact that you noticed and took the time to ask someone else, hey, how are you doing? Is there something that I can help you with? So try those 5 questions. If you don't feel comfortable doing it with someone else, do it by yourself in the car. Think about something you're going through, and just ask yourself those 5 questions and see if it helps. And the next time that you're with someone and you see that they are struggling or having an issue, go ahead and try it, because I know for sure that you will find help in this.